Brosplay! Hey! Been wanting to do this one for a while. You ready, bro?
I'm ready, bro.
Ready to get the horizon, get the Zero Dawn. Really glad there's a loading screen like the second that the game starts.
What, it doesn't make you feel engaged?
No.
Are you sure? I feel pretty engaged. Look at those, some horns and shit.
Whoa. Earth, the far future. Nature has reclaimed the ruins of our forgotten civilization, but humanity lives on in primitive tribes. In this new wilderness, they fight for survival. I didn't get to read. Oh, it's back. They fight for survival against the machines. Fearsome mechanical creatures of unknown origin. I think we know where they came from.
Where? People?
Yeah.
No.
Why is it going away and coming back?
Wait. What if they came from off planet, brother? What if they came from... Wait. Shit. What's the planet?
Titan?
No, where did the
Uranus?
Where did the Transformers come from?
Ultron?
No.
They came from Krypton.
Ah, this is gonna bother me.
No, they came from Autobots assembled.
Right.
Yeah, that's how they remember their slogan, because it's also where they came from.
It's the name of their planet.
Yeah. 6 years later.
6 years after what? We never...
Did I skip it with like...
I don't know, bro.
No, see, because they would have done this. Anyway, we're skipping every story element.
I guess
it's
6
dumb.
years after the robots arrive. That's my guess.
So this is how... oh, they expect you to read the... Wow. They expect you to read the fucking tip screen while you're loading the game, and then just transition to 6 years later. Anyway, so this is how modern AAA games start now. You just gotta like push forward to like, you know, really get integrated into the experience. Like
I miss
just think
Crackdown.
This is so dumb.
You remember how Crackdown starts?
And I just did a circle.
Oh,
so they can tell me to do that.
Right. Because she even said, I'm too small to fit in there.
Too small to fit?
Or, yeah, she said, like, that hole is too small for me to fit in there.
Oh.
You must have had to crouch.
Look at that. There's chairs. What does that imply? Oh my goodness. This
Ruined
used
world.
to be Earth.
But Crackdown, you just start. You just there.
There
you have a
you go.
gun. You can move. You can go out into the world. You can do whatever you want. That is the way to run a game.
Ursula and Clarence did that. They even give you a device. They don't wait to give you the bomb glove. You have it. Because fucking Ratchet has a bomb glove. And then when you get to the part where you're supposed to use it, they tell you how to use it. But you already had it. So you could have used it in the first place. It's awesome.
Those are my favorite games. You should be able to start and have an advantage over players who are new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your knowledge should actually matter.
Like RuneScape.
Whereas in this game, if you have all of the knowledge, which you do, you've played this before, you can't do anything to improve how fast this is going to go.
No. And now it's like, oh, you got to use you got to look at the purple. You got to toggle it. You got to find your way out. How are we going to find our way out? With using smarts, of course. I'm going to drag that back to that thing, and we're gonna go and my little pitter patter of my little feet. That's kind of cute, actually.
So why do they not have difficulty options that are just simply related to how much tutorial you need? Why has no one done that?
Yeah, because they've taken the opposite approach of so what a lot of like Ubisoft loves to do is they'll just throw like 8 things on the screen at the same time. They're like, this is how cover works, this is how reloading works, this is how this works, and it's like, that's a lot of information, man. I'm definitely not taking all of that in right now, right? This is the opposite approach, where you handhold and teach one element at a time. And so now they've integrated it into the story, and they can't take it out, which is, I think, is the wrong approach as well.
Would you say this is better or worse than sitting in a cart in Skyrim?
Oh, it's better. At least I'm like doing something. Ugh.
I would agree that this is better than Skyrim, but at least with Skyrim, I can leave the computer and come back when they're ready.
Interesting.
You don't have a choice here. You have to do all of this shit.
That's an unskippable cinematic.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is like the cardinal sin. But would you not say this is in some ways an unskippable cinematic?
Oh, absolutely.
You know how to play the game, you know how to do all of the combat, and yet here you are as a 6-year-old child faffing about in a cave.
Yeah, listening to people talk about stuff that I don't fucking care about.
Because you know it.
I have no context. I have no context for this information because I don't know what the world is yet. You're trying to explain a story in a game that I don't like how we're like, and this is the thing, like we're spending the starting of our playthrough getting upset about something when we could just be, did I go backwards now?
Yeah, I think you came down.
We could just be playing and I could be showing you cool shit. Instead, we're talking about how we're running around in a cave learning secrets about a game we haven't even played yet.
I will grant you, Skyrim is definitely worse. It definitely would be shittier to just sit around and not have anything to do.
This is actually a fucking side mission. There's a side mission in the opening story.
You didn't have to go down there?
No. I go that way.
It's just... this is all I have to say to the developer. Do you think this represents core gameplay?
Or do you think this in any way like positively represents your game? Is this what you would show people? Like, would this be the demo, right?
Yeah. If you handed this out as a demo, would people be furious? Yes. Of course they would be furious.
Oh, and this thing does like a nice... It is a terrible middle ground where it doesn't just show like a circle saying we are loading. It only does it now when I'm paused. So it's not going to load the game, like skip the cinematic when the game's loaded. It's still making me like come back and be like, okay, now I'm ready.
Are you kidding?
Like Wolfenstein 2, when you hit skip, it's like loading. So you watch the cinematic until it loads, and then it skips the cinematic and starts the game.
So it actually makes you pause to check if it's ready.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's important that players know that you spent lots of time making game. I don't know if you know this. Oh, I gotta eat the berries. You gotta grab the berries and you gotta eat the berries. And you gotta follow Roast. That's your dad's name.
What? Hey, Roast.
I love procedurally generated characters that interact with the player because you can get them to like do weird shit with their necks.
Oh, trying to look at you?
Get him to like look at me while he's trying to walk. And it's like, I want to play. I think a lot of developers, maybe it's not even the developer's fault.
That's a dumb rabbit.
Well, he doesn't have a bow. He's a smart rabbit. I think that a lot of decision makers, we'll call them, are concerned that the player will need a reason to play. That they're here to play. They picked up the controller. They want to.
Yeah, I would be out in the real world doing real shit if I didn't want to play your game.
Plus, if you just let me go the way that Breath of the Wild did, which, by the way, this came out, like, very close to Breath of the Wild, so I compared it pretty harshly. And this game doesn't really stack up, because Breath of the Wild just lets you go. Like, you start, they give you your PDA thing, and then you're just fucking going. And because you're just going, you have a chance to appreciate how cool the game is. Like, look how well-designed the visuals are here. And all I'm focusing on is the fact that I can't do anything but what they're telling me to do. I don't even know where this guy is.
I think that's the big thing, that you can only do what they're telling you to do.
I hid in the tall grass over here, but that's not the tall grass that I need to hide in. I have to hide in this tall grass. I have to stay close to him. Oh, and they found me. Like, and this is like, is this the... You think that you've crafted an experience, but you've wasted my fucking time. That's what you've done.
They really should have an option. Do you want the cinematic adventure, or do you want to just jump in?
And there's even a story mode difficulty that allows you to focus on exploration and narrative. So why isn't there a not story mode difficulty? Why do I have to go through all of this whispering with characters and waiting for people to go to explain how the stuff works? And
yes. Wait. That is your objective. Wait.
Yeah, what's it called? The Last of Us doesn't tell you what to do. You do it because it makes fucking sense. You wait or don't attack a person because you don't want to deal with them. It doesn't say, don't attack the man. Yeah. My intention here was not to begin this game.
No, I'm trying to actively avoid shitting on it.
Yeah.
But you are legitimately treating us like the child that you've made us.
Yeah.
You're telling us that if we move slower, we won't make as much noise. And I get that some players need to know that, but that's why you have to ask. AAA games need to learn this. You have to ask the player what they know.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot assume that a 12-year-old child and a 26-year-old man who's been playing games for 15 years are going to have the same level of experience and the same desire to be spoon-fed information.
Yeah, but I would say that like a 12-year-old probably has a better they probably actually have better tactile ability. Like when I was 15, I was much better at games than I am now.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
I am 100% the polar opposite.
My thumbs do not operate the way that they used to. My brain and my eyes don't work as well. Like they're not as razor sharp.
Well, I definitely understand all of that, but when it comes to being told that moving slower makes less noise, that's fucking stupid, man. Come on. We know these things. This game is not really designed for inexperienced gamers.
No. It's, yeah. The Gaming Brit did a really great video called Walking is the New Unskippable Cinematic.
Yes.
He's totally fucking right. Like, he's bang on. It's exactly what it is.
That's why I compared it to Skyrim.
Right, exactly. And that is a cinematic. It's just an in-game cinematic. It's just not pre-rendered. Oh, for fuck's sakes, I have to come back to him.
And this is what we're talking about.
Don't worry.
This is...
We'll catch up with them further down the
Look,
You'll see.
let's say I had an hour, or even less. Let's say I had 45 minutes, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to check out Horizon Zero Dawn, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I've played 45 minutes of faffing about, and then I've just decided, you know what, maybe I wasted my money on that game.
That's how I felt about Red Dead 2. Not even joking, 2 hours. 2-hour tutorial section.
We will never play that on this show.
Not in that format, no.
Actually, you know what might work? You play the 2 hours and then you bring me in after.
I was actually considering that because it's a fucking awesome game afterwards. Although it still has way too much story. Like, it's a good story, but it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Does it go more than this story?
I mean, it just takes fucking ever. Like, everything is just so low. You gotta use a distraction, right? You gotta, because I've never played a video game before. Oh, you gotta show a cinematic, because otherwise I wouldn't know what's going on here.
Aloy, I told you to stay put.
Her name is Aloy. It's a joke, because metal. Alloy.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, I didn't do it right. What was that? They did it for me.
Really?
Throw a rock near me.
Oh, never mind. Maybe I did that. Oh, throw it near him.
Now,
I hit him.
oh, murdered.
Yeah, it would have been really cool if I could do that.
Oh, what did you just say a minute ago? Before the stupid rock thing?
About the story going, taking forever.
Up there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No. When you're near a dead machine, harvest it. Because if I walked up to it and it told me to press triangle, it would be too much for me to handle without you explaining that shit.
Okay, I remember now.
Nice.
Would you say that this type of behavior from a game is the same as when a movie spoon feeds you information for the people who aren't smart
enough?
enough?
It's the same as the 100 opening up with 100 years after the thing. We're on a spaceship and everything that we do is punishable by death. And also my name is this lady and I do these things. It's like, you could have explained all of that shit through genuinely good dialogue and writing.
And they would have been able to actually strip out some of the bad dialogue and writing.
Yeah.
And replace it with that.
Travelers does that so well. They explain the future so well without ever showing it to you. Well,
except once.
I mean, there's like a 10-second, for some reason, 10... Listen to Roast's instructions. That's my fucking objective. It's a joke.
My issue is not that some movies spoon feed and it's not that some games hold your hand. The problem is, this does not appear to be a game that's going to hold your hand. It is a game that is, as far as I understand, incredibly hard later on.
On the harder difficulties, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is intense, it's beautiful looking, and it's violent. It's not a game that really screams, you know, this is for people who don't know what they're doing. right? A game more like Unravel
Yeah.
would seem like a game that's suited towards people who are not heavy gamers.
It's an interesting point that like a game like God of War probably shouldn't hold your hand because you really shouldn't be a kid playing the game.
Actually, it has either a teen rating or a
It's
mature
It's
rating.
mature, yeah.
There you go. You should be 17 years old. If you treat the player like anything other than a 17-plus-year-old person, you're incredibly insulting.
Yeah, that's why I said in my Rise v Legend video that it has an abysmal insult to the player's innate desire to play the game. It assumes
So aggressive.
It is because that's actually, and I feel like that's actually a little bit of a downplay. Like I don't think that's quite as harsh as I should be. You've spent so much time designing something, and then you've decided that you are going to force the player to understand it. To me, some of the best things about a game are the things you discover on your own. Times where you like fire at something you never fired at before, and it does something different, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, like illusory walls in the
Yes.
Dark Souls games.
Yeah, they don't tell you about that shit.
Yeah, but Dark Souls is also like the perfect example of how to not hold people's hands.
Yeah, oh yeah. And we were already playing the game at this point when we were playing that game. Oh, fuck.
Can you imagine? Oh, it's actually showing you the path he takes?
If you, yes, you have to, like, select the track and highlight it. So it doesn't just automatically do that.
That's cool, though.
It's very cool. I really, and it works so well in an open world game. This game does a lot of things, and that's why I said the developer is probably not the one doing this nonsense. There's a lot of things that the developer allows you to do, like, see how there's no HUD right now?
Yeah.
And then I hit the touchscreen, and it all shows up, and then it fades away. And that's like, that to me is how there should be no game that says you cannot remove the UI. Like, if you wanna destroy yourself in an attempt to have a more difficult experience and remove all the HUD elements, you should be able to.
Far Cry 2 would be way better without a HUD.
She's still telling me to like see their paths. To me, I think it's actually a lot more fun to not see their path. Like it kind of takes the fun out of it to know exactly when he's gonna turn around.
Yeah.
Like what a challenging experience this is. A lot of tension in the moment.
First, so the first point I want to make is that having the player constantly nag you about what to do is equally as bad as the game itself nagging you about what to do. Don't have the player constantly telling me, I need to heal myself. I need to get a potion. I need to find a healing pod. I get it.
Just about every Zelda game, when you get low health, it's like, boo-boo, 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 boo-boo. It's like, Did you think I didn't care that I had low health?
Yeah,
like,
that one's pretty rough.
Did you think I wasn't quite sure what those hearts meant?
It's different if you want to put like the heartbeat in the ears to make it more intense or something, but that's really just an irritant.
At first. I think
it shouldn't persist.
Yeah, to end like it should be there at first. Or when it's like it has something to do with gameplay, like having the character not be able to hear for whatever reason. I think that's really cool. But
having such a visceral experience like this just makes me think, imagine how annoying hand-holding will be in a 3D game, in a virtual reality game.
So it's giving me 3 choices. I'm gonna aim for his head. Oh, I didn't hit him in the head. Why would you do that to me? That's bullshit.
He is badass. There's no way he could have hit that.
Yeah, he's great. And now he's like teaching her how to spear. Oh shit. But like giving me the option to aim for his head and then have it not do anything. Like what's the fucking point of giving me an option if I fuck. What's the point of giving me options if I can't actually do them?
Well, that's what happens at the end of Far Cry 2. Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? Either way, you'll get the same cinematic.
Mass Effect was way worse, man.
Oh my god.
3 different colored endings. I mean, that shit's hilarious.
That's way worse, for sure. Because at least in Far Cry 2, it was one decision, whereas in Mass Effect, you play the entire game trying to work towards an ending.
Yep.
And you might as well have just done whatever you wanted.
So this is real Aloy. Or, well, I mean, alloy is actually manufactured, so it can't be real, can it?
No.
Don't tell me to try stuff. Get out of my face with that. See, that right there, though. See, I'm only mad because I've just spent now fucking 19 minutes and 25 seconds doing bullshit. But this is how you should teach me how to do something. They told me that R1 and R2 were how I use my spear, and then recommended that I try it out, but didn't keep reminding me afterwards. And see how the shit fell off? That's how the monsters work. The machines, the most effective way to kill them is to take their important components off first.
Does that open new spots to get critical damage?
No, it usually like you take off their scanners to prevent them from seeing you in the brush, or you take off like some of them have guns. You just take off their guns. They have to fight you like melee style. This is right here where the game should have began. Right here.
What's going on with him?
It would have been cool to have maybe a 2-minute cinematic of everything we just did for the last 20 minutes.
Right. And this game tries way too hard with the story. And now we're into the section where I can't even skip the whole cinematic. I have to skip by line. So we just hear this nonsense.
I love how much eyebrow movement he has.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because you see every time it goes back to him, he has eyebrow movement.
I did. Holy
Oh,
fuck.
boy.
That right there, though, that's real tension. Because I had the control, and I chose to recklessly jump, not fully lined up with the rope. Like, tension does not come from a moment that's, like, perfectly crafted. It comes from me making that decision.
Yeah, well, the reason that a zip line is scary in real life is it might fall. But when the zip line is fake, and you know that it's not going to fall, there's no treachery there. Or
Teach me how to save.
treacherousness? I guess treachery would be the wrong word, but you knew what I meant.
Such vile treacherousness.
Treacherosity.
All right. Time to get
Ooh,
out.
speaking of treacherous characters,
Go ahead.
I just started watching The Man in the High Castle on Prime, and the guy who plays the Marshal,
Yeah.
Burn something, forget his last name.
John?
No.
Burn.
Yeah, his first name is Burn. Like B-U-R-N, I'm pretty sure.
The Marshal in which nation?
In the neutral zone.
Oh.
He's the guy who plays Edmund Hewlett in
Yes,
Turn.
yes. He's I just call him the mercenary, but I guess he's not not a mercenary in that, eh?
He literally calls himself the Marshal.
Oh yes,
Like,
that's
what people-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking great, man. He's in Torchlight.
Please.
Torchlight?
Is that a
No.
game? Or
Flashlight? No.
Flashlight.
Torchwood. Look at this guy. Look at this lazy fuck.
Give him an arrow.
His name is Thok.
See what he thinks about that. See if I give a fuck.
Wow.
Huh.
Wood came out of his face.
Woo!
How's it going?
Jesus.
Hey, baby, where you going?
Such violence from an undulate.
An
I mean, it's a digital undulate, but still.
See this shit? I can pick it up. It's mine now. Your blaze is mine, you
Gather them,
fuck.
blaze.
Fuck your face. I'll fuck your face right now. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Nice machine kill.
I killed him. I got a lens. Wow, I got things I need to be making fire arrows. Look at that. It's trusting me to do stuff. Wow.
What's written on that rock?
Oh, so anything that looks like futuristic comes from the little doohickey on my ear.
Yeah, it's through her eyes, right?
Yeah,
like
that
she's
thing right
just
there.
seeing that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, though.
So that's not what everyone else reads. That's just what it means. Mother's heart. Everyone knows that symbol to mean mother's heart.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I like the integration of old style and new age technology.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I wonder if I need a special thing to let's see here. The game has a weird stealth button. It's square. I don't really like it, but I guess I'm just gonna go for it. I don't know if I can override this thing. I can't. I can't even get a stealth kill. Wow. You won't even let me stealth kill it from the start.
You can smack it.
Yeah, but I
So
don't
you
wanna
can't stealth kill because they haven't taught you how to do it?
I guess, or I don't have the skill point yet. I have 3 skill points from the very beginning of the game. All right.
That's a little unusual.
All right. Where's the one where I can? Oh, that's right. I can't override them until they give me a thing. Slow time is a pretty good idea. Concentration is not a terrible idea. Press the button. Oh, on downed enemies. I appreciates that. Healer, gatherer. That's probably really good for a let's play, so I don't have to gather things as much. Hey, buddy. You wanna go? You wanna go? You wanna take me on?
Yeah, skill trees don't always lend themselves well to a let's play. Sometimes they can be a real drag.
Real dragon?
Well, it depends what kind of skill tree you're talking about. Nice shot, bro. 3 for 3. Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
They call me the bow lady.
They call
Whoa,
me
hello!
the space cowboy.
Some call me the gangster of love. I don't really like where you're going with that. Gangster of love is probably not the thing you want me to be described as. I'm a gangster. I'm a straight up G. The gangster life is the life for me. This isn't really blending well with the music.
Wait,
It's
you
like
don't think so?
super
Bongos and mumble
intense,
rap?
Like, yeah, so square is the crouch button, and that's just not intuitive. But I guess it's because they wanted circle to be the dodge button. But
What?
hey, you know you can just you can hold the circle button, right?
What do you draw your bow back with?
Because I'm sure doesn't mean I won't
L2?
pass through.
What?
Oh, you hold R2 and you let go. That's right. Sorry.
So L1 is to aim?
L2 is to aim. L1. L1 opens up my radio wheel.
Okay.
R1 is this.
And R2 is a knockover?
R2 is the heavy smash. It knocks them over if it's at like the correct damage threshold.
Okay.
But that's just a behind the scenes thing. Nobody cares about that. So this is really awkward. There's so
close
many
camera angle.
Oh, that too. Oh, I forgot about the close camera. There are these indoor levels where the camera comes in that close and it never goes away and it just stays there.
Yes.
Out here, everything feels great. But you go inside and it's just like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Just staring at her back.
This guy's name is Karst.
Well.
And he reminds me of that guy who keeps the drunkard in Game of Thrones. Oh, I forgot. We're back into this.
Yeah, the priest that brings the
priest.
other guy back from the dead. He so does.
Yeah.
He's got the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
We're choosing slots. Oh yeah. That music for that menu, I think is probably my least favorite in any
Really?
game.
Really?
Yeah, because when you hear it for many
I
hours,
guess that
All right.
it just goes like, oh.
So it really picks up?
So like, every time you go into the menu, it's that same whoa
Yeah.
every time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not
and you
good.
can't specifically turn that music off. You have to turn all music off.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, that was like you said you were watching the movie Chappie, and they had this song that played in the movie three times, and
yeah.
it also played on Netflix for the preview. So suddenly you're just completely desensitized to it.
I ended up discovering afterwards that is actually a Deanvid song, who are the main characters in the show, in the movie.
Which kind of gives you a little bit of leeway as far as not being as upset about it.
Well, and the guy who makes that movie also did District 9,
Really?
and I'm pretty sure Elysium, all of which take place in South Africa, and Deanvid are also from South Africa.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting the connections that you find
Yeah.
when you go on Wikipedia.
Speaking of Netflix, I actually tweeted at Netflix the other day.
Nice.
Because I'm just sick and fucking tired of spoilers in their loading screens. It's to me, it doesn't even make a tiny stitch of sense. It seems like either A, nobody thought about it, or B, the person who thought about it was brain dead. Why would you choose a frame from the middle of the content to represent the loading screen?
Yeah.
It just... You remember on YouTube what they used to do? Like
The
it used
thumbnails, yeah,
Yeah.
were random.
but it also used to set the thumbnail as like the first frame of the video. So what people would do is they would put a single frame of like a naked woman,
Yep.
and then the rest of the video, and it would just
Right.
take that as the thumbnail. That's a good decision using the first frame. That's a great decision. I just feel like there's way too many things that have been spoiled at this point, and I'm only one person. This must have happened to other people.
I'm just one man.
Well, we were watching The Ranch, and there's a new character that comes into it, and then we go into the next episode after that new character arrives, and the loading screen is him and this woman in bed together. Like, motherfucker, I was about to find that out.
Yeah, I get spoilers because I know actors' names, so it's like featuring guest starring so and so, and I'm like, guess who's back in this episode?
Right. Yeah, I remember in Game of Thrones that would happen sometimes. You'd be watching the loading screen, you go, oh, interesting. Kit Harington's in this episode right after he died. Isn't that interesting?
Kit Harington. Oh, right. Yeah. His actor name is so much simpler than, his character's name is so much simpler than his actor name.
I know.
Like, Kit Harington actually sounds more like a Game of Thrones name than Jon Snow.
True.
All
right.
Rest at the campfire? That's
Yes.
my fucking objective?
Let us rest.
All right.
And we shall be back with more.